This is astonishing. The world's oldest archaeological site is 135,000 years old, and it's found in Theopetra-Cave of Greece. It's in the area of Meteora, very unique archaeological site, because it has revealed many of our early history secrets, finding the oldest man-made structures on Earth. In 2012, after several decades of research and excavations, so it's just recently found, researchers revealed that humans were living in this area of Greece, in Meteora, in Theopetra-Cave, over 135,000 years ago. So it makes it the oldest archaeological site in the world. The research team led by Theopetra-Cave originally thought that human occupation of the cave dated to at least 50,000 years ago. But they discovered children's footprints that pushed back the Theopetra-Cave use to over 30,000 years earlier. This cave is a treasure trove of artifacts from several different periods, including the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic periods. The site is also home to 23,000-year-old wall that was most likely built to protect the cave's residents from cold winds. And it's the oldest known man-made structure in the world. Amazing. It's in the area of Meteora, as we said. That's about 4 hours north of Athens by car ride. The unique cave, great location, superb access, fresh, clean water. It has a great vantage point, and it served like a magnet for those early inhabitants who could recognize from miles away such key advantages. So those early human settlers used it continuously for more than 130,000 years. It also has, basically, there's a lot of caves and mountains there. I'm going to show you pictures. It looks like Mars. The first time I ever saw a picture of this when I was in New York on a calendar of Greek sites, I thought it was some kind of a Mars landscape. And beautiful valleys underneath, very lush, fertile valleys for planting, for cultivating. So it's a unique archaeological site. The records of two greatly significant cultural transitions, replacement of the Neanderthals by modern humans. This is what's shown here. And the later transition from hunter-gatherer to farming after the end of the last ice age. The cave is an immense 500 square meter rectangular chamber at the foot of the limestone hill, which rises to the northeast above the village of Theopetra. A very big entrance of about 17 meters width, 3 meters height, 1730, it's about 60 feet width and 9 feet high. And it lies at the foot of the Chassia mountain range, forming the natural boundary between Thessalia and Macedonia. And there's a river nearby, the Lithios River, and it's a tributary of the Pineos River, and it flows in front of the cave. So there you have their fresh water supply. The small Lithios River, flowing literally on the doorsteps of the cave, meant that the cave dwellers had always easy access to fresh, clean water without the need to cover daily long distances to find it. So excavations which have been systematically carried out have unearthed light geological depositions dating to the Pleistocene and Holocene periods, as well as anthropogenic deposits indicating the cave had been continuously inhabited during the Middle and Upper Paleolithic and Mesolithic and Neolithic periods. Specimens found, such as coal and human bones, prove that the cave was occupied from about 135,000 BC up to 4,000 BC, and that temporary use continued during the Bronze Age and historic times up to 1955. Even after the cave was used occasionally by shepherds to shelter their herds, right up to until the excavations began, it's the first time that cave dwelling was recorded in Thessaly during Paleolithic period. The latest cave findings, published in 2012 by the lead scientist and his team responsible for the excavations, paleoanthropologist Dr. Katerini Nina Kiparisi Apostolika, raised the time records of caves dwelling up to 135,000 years BC. Excavations brought to light 3 human footprints, which had been dated to approximately 135,000 years ago. The find consists of 4 human footprints in a row from 4 individuals believed to have been children aged 2 to 7. Those children must have walked on the remaining ashes of fire that later in time became petrified and thus allowed footprints to be preserved till the present day. The stratigraphic sequence of Theopetra-Cave extends through 3 cold periods: during the Middle Era circa 25,000 BC, during the Upper Paleolithic, and during the final Upper Paleolithic period, end of the Pleistocene era. The excavations and the study of the finds at Theopetra-Cave have been conducted since 1987 by the scientific research group of the Department of Paleoanthropology, Speleology, as we have already mentioned earlier, the direction of Dr. Caterina Kiparisi Apostolica. The objects discovered in the cave include stone tools of Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and also Neolithic periods, as well as Neolithic pottery, bone and shell objects, skeletons from 15,000, 9,000, and 8,000 BC, and traces of plants and seeds that reveal dietary habits. Image back in 2010 was announced that according to an optical dating test known as optical stimulated luminescence that performed to date a recently excavated stone wall and applied on quartz grains nested into the stones, it surprisingly revealed the oldest known man-made structure. The 3,000-year-old stone wall in front of Theopetra-Cave, probably built to protect the residents from cold winds at the height of the last ice age, is the oldest known example of a man-made structure. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.